Hi all. So today I'll show you how you can deploy a Datadog agent on Kubernetes clusters. Okay, so that cluster name is the EKS running on my AWS. Okay, so first what we'll do is so first we'll create a EKS cluster. EKS cluster, and those who are not aware of that, right? How you can create a EKS cluster on AWS, you can able to understand that. Okay, and then second, so already have a Datadog trial. Then we'll deploy Datadog agent, Datadog Datadog agent on EKS. Okay, so how you can do that, right? So let's do that. Okay, step by step. So complete EKS clusters. I'll create a cluster node. I'll create a node group. I'll create a policy, and how you can log in, how you can understand that, right? And this deployment will do via operator. Okay, so we'll use Helm. So make sure that in your directory, right, Helm should be installed and kubectl should be installed and AWS CLI should be configured. Okay, so let's do that. How you can do that? Okay, so first what I will do is I'll go to my AWS portal. Okay, I'll create first role. Okay, so I need two roles. Okay, so one is, so let's do that. Okay, step by. I'll go to my AWS, then I'll go to my EKS. So if you search EKS, you can come to in the Kubernetes page. Okay, you can see here, right? Add Kubernetes, create. Okay, then cluster name is, you can give EKS01. So role is required. I'll go open a new tab. EKS cluster role only. Okay, we are required for this. So we have Amazon EKS cluster policy. Next. Okay, so just to give EKS cluster role hyphen Datadog. Okay, so create a role, create that. Okay, so role created, go to your EKS, press it, got it. Version I'm taking n-1 version is always good. So standard support, allow cluster administration access. Okay, you can want to that, do that. Okay, then I want, that's sufficient. VPC will get created. So default, the whatever the VPC in that VPC. Okay, public and private. Security group local, that's fine. I don't want to send a Prometheus. So next. Next. And create that. Okay. So once you have created a cluster, right, then create. So cluster got created. Okay. So now we need to create a role. So like this, we need to create a role for which one? For worker node also, right? So I'll create a role. Okay, and select EC2. Okay, next. And what are that you need, right? So I need these three policy. Okay, so first is Amazon EC2 container registry. Then second one is CNI policy. third is, okay, this policy. Next, so worker node role hyphen DataDog. Okay, so this three policy we have added. Create, the role got created. Okay, then when I need to go on the IAM, open a new tab. So my security, I need a access key, secret key. So this is my access key. This is my secret key. Okay, done. Continue. Okay, so now, so I'm in the directory. Okay, so CLS. Okay, so now you type AWS configure. Configure, it will ask you access key. So this access key I'll give. Second, you can see, right? So it will ask access key, and then again, if you hit again enter, it will ask you secret key. Okay, no, none. Okay, so now this is done. Okay, so now, so I need to done the qconfig. Okay, so meanwhile, what I can do is, so first you log into the Kubernetes cluster, right? Okay, first you need to update your Kubernetes configuration. Okay, so just to mention like that. Okay, so AWS EKS update KubeCon region US East 1 and cluster name. Okay, so what is the cluster name I have given? Okay, EKS 01. Okay, so still it is creating. So status is creating. Okay, so let's once got created, then I will do the update the qconfig. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so meanwhile we'll go to the Datadog portal, and you can go to your integration agent. So you have a two way. One is operators. Okay, so it will work as a, so Dynatrace agent will install as Datadog agent will get installed as an operator. Okay, so what does it mean if it is installed as an operator? Okay, operator means, okay, operator will take care of, okay, agent part. Okay, like suppose in your we have auto scaling, auto healing, all those things, right? Operator, through the operator, Datadog agent will get installed again on the new node when it get added, when it get decommissioned, all those things that operator will take. And there's a two way. One is Helm chart. Okay, so Helm chart again you can do that. Okay, so I'm going with the operator. Okay, so let's see whether our cluster got created. It will take few minutes of time. So you can assume 5 minutes. So meanwhile, I will pause the recording. No, that's fine. Okay. So you can see that. Okay. So I'll show you meanwhile DataDog portal where you can, so this is your installation where you can see that. And in the infrastructure, you can get that this details like worker node details. Okay. And there is a, so once it will added, right, you can see here, okay, in the Kubernetes part, okay, like a Kubernetes portal. So you can see that, right? Right now you don't have that, okay. But once it will get added, it will show like this, okay. So let's do that, okay. Wait for a few minutes, okay, and then I'll show you that, okay. So let's see whether my cluster is ready. Then I need to create a worker node, okay. So let me pause the recording for a few minutes. So now you can see that, right? My EKS cluster is active, okay? So now you can see that my EKS cluster is active. Now I will go to here, I will go to the compute section and I will go to the node group and I will add the node group, okay? So just I'll add node group, worker node, okay? Okay, so I'm giving APM-DT. APM-DT worker node, okay? So already we have the roles, okay? So no need to worry. Okay, launch template is not required. I don't want to launch any template. So this you keep add it, no required, okay? Next, no, the next. So now node is also getting created, okay? So meanwhile, I'll give you some basic commands, how you can understand the Kubernetes basic commands, right? So that it will help you, okay? So at least you should be aware of that, right? So first is whenever you are trying to log in on the on your Kubernetes, okay? So is running on. So you make sure that your kubectl is get installed, okay, in same directory, okay? Then first you want to try to log in, then you do the kubeconfig. So kubeconfig is the command is first is AWS space EKS. Then you give hyphen region. Then you give region name, okay, and then update hyphen kubeconfig. Update hyphen kubeconfig config hyphen name, then cluster name, okay. Then you give cluster name, okay. First one. Second, you want to get to know all the resource in the cluster. So kubectl get all. So first command is kubectl get all. You will come to know that all the resource in the cluster, okay. Second, if you want to know the node status, node means like a host only, right? Just now we have created a group node, right? So that's if you would like to understand node details, kubectl get nodes, not node, okay. Third, now you want to understand the pod, right? So pod always running on the some of the namespace, okay, inside the project, inside the folder, okay. So that is called as a namespace, okay. So kubectl get pods hyphen n and namespace. So namespace name is suppose Datadog, then Datadog, okay, something like that. If you want to understand the service name, you want to understand kubectl get services, okay. Then you want to understand that deployments, okay. So fifth, kubectl get deployments. Okay, then you would like to understand, you want to describe the node, right? This node belongs to what? You want to understand more details of the node, right? So kubectl get kubectl describe node hyphen node name, node name. Okay, so like this we have, you want to describe the pod, you want so something like that. kubectl describe pod, then you give that pod name, and then so pod definitely running on the some of the namespace, so you should provide the hyphen n and then namespace name. Okay, so like that you have this lot of, right? Now something you want to apply the resource, right? kubectl apply hyphen f, then resource.yaml file. Okay, you need to mention that. So lot of things you want to know that, right? Then you would like to know about the logs details. So log details, you can understand. So you want to understand logs for a pod. Okay, so kubectl get kubectl logs, then pod name. So pod name I have some DataDog. Just an example. Okay, then hyphen n namespace. So namespace suppose a dd namespace. So I'm giving dd. Okay, something like that. Okay, then you want to understand, you want to stream the logs, you want to view the logs, now you want to stream the logs. Okay, so streaming the logs. Okay, kubectl logs hyphen f, then pod name. Okay, and then hyphen n, then namespace. Okay, these are the basic commands you have. Okay, we have in the kubectl, and there's a many commands. Okay, like a list of namespace, kubectl get namespace, right? You want to create a namespace, kubectl create namespace, right? So something like that, we have a many commands. Okay, you want to delete the namespace. Okay, so something like that. Okay, so kubectl delete the namespace. Okay, so you have that many command, right? So now let's see whether our worker node is ready or not. Okay, so let's see our EKS01 compute. So see, my worker node is ready now. Okay, so now what I will do is I will again, so now I want to understand my cluster status. So I want to, so this is my cluster status. Okay, you see cluster is active now. So I'll go to my DataDog portal and I'll select this. So need to select the API key. I'll select this API key. Okay, make sure that you select the API key. Okay, and then you do that. So already I have updated the kube config. Let's do that. So it got updated. Okay, so now first I want to do this way. Do this first command. So I want to add a repo, Helm repo. Okay, so Helm is also installed in the same directory, already exist. So Helm repo is already exist. Okay, then Helm install the Datadog operator in that repo. Okay, got added. Okay, okay. Now I want to apply secret. So create generic kubectl create secret generic datadog secret name generic datadog secret from literal API key, this one. Okay, the secret got created, and now I need to do this YAML file. Okay, copy this. Okay, suppose I want to enable, okay, like global cluster name, those global variables. So cluster name I'll give registry. Okay, so like this you can give this. Okay, then suppose you want to enable APM, enable the APM. So you give the environment, give the namespace, something like that, right? And then you need to give that. So make sure that your YAML file will be very big once you enabling all those features, right? I'll copy this. I'll open a notepad. Okay, and I'll paste it here. File. So you see there is a no difference, right? API version, everything is same. Okay, ename API key datadog secret. Okay, everything. So v2 alpha 1, v2 alpha 1. Okay, so everything is same. You need to put in the same directory where your this datadog agent.yaml file. Okay, so where your kubectl, your this Helm is installed. Okay, so now what I need to do is, so once you have added this, you need to apply this. That's it. Okay, kubectl apply have datadog agent.yaml. So got created. So now you want to know, right? Pod details, right? So kubectl get pods. Okay. So see, datadog agent initializing. Okay. Now get datadog agent. Progressing 2 by 2 running. Describe datadog agent. So what are the base command I told you, right? So now let's do all the basic commands that I have given. I told you, right? So suppose I want to know the resource details. Okay. So kubectl get all. You'll come to know all the resources in the cluster. You see. Now you want to know the node details. Kubectl get nodes. So you see that this is a two host, right? This is the worker node. Okay. Now you want to know the some pods. So first you need to know the pods, right? Okay. So you want to know the service. So kubectl get hyphen services. Any services running? So these are running, right? So these are the service we are running over here. Okay, all the IP, all those things, right? So this is the commands we have. Many commands we have. Okay. So now let's see in the Datadog portal whether Datadog agent, right, got added or not. Okay. So now see, 2 is running. Status confirm agent installation. Right, so it is running. Now let's go to the infrastructure and host details. So one is nothing is active. Refresh it, wait for a few minutes. So now nothing is active. Okay. Now you see. So we have a cluster name. So EKS01. It's showing the older one. Wait for a few minutes. So see, my 2 is got active. So you can see all those things are coming now. Container details, all those things is coming now. Okay. Now in the infrastructure, you can see here in the container it's got added Kubernetes overview and Kubernetes Explorer. See, EKS01. Wait for a few minutes. Get visible. Now node is getting visible. Here. Yes, all those things are coming up. Wait for a few minutes. So 3 deployments. Code DNS, cluster agent, DataDog operator. If you want to know from the here, right? So what is that command? kubectl get deployments. See, you have to DataDog cluster agent and DataDog operator. So here we have DataDog agent. So like this we have that, okay? And here we have all those things. Now infrastructure, Kubernetes overview. So now you see we have 1 EKS clusters. So open a new tab, we have a 2 namespace, we have a 2 nodes, we have 3 deployments, we have a 12 pods, we have a 18 container, we have a 4 replicas set, and we have a 5 service. So all the details I'm getting up now. We have one like this, you can understand that, right? It is going one by one like this. Okay, here we have a pods, here we have a cluster, all those things like this, they are going. Every page is going like this. Okay, so all those things, they're getting that, right? So they are getting all the details here. Okay, so this is the way you can integrate. It's very simple. Okay, not like there's a lot of things. Only you should be knowing how to log in the Kubernetes clusters, okay, and how you can update the Kubernetes. What are the basic commands you have, right? That you should be aware of that, and then you can able to do that. That's not a big deal. Okay, and then when you enable that infrastructure APM monitoring, log monitoring, okay, so make sure that during that time, okay, during that YAML file, right, so you need to do that. Okay, so you need to enable those features. Okay, so now you can see in the agent configuration. So what I can suggest you, you can see the host page. Go to the host page, open that host. Suppose you want to see this host, right? Go. Go to nodes and open this. So here you can see that, right? Conf YAML file. So what are things are enabled that you can see over here. Even you want to see that, then you can see in the host page, host view, and click on this and go to agent configuration. There also you can see that what are things are enabled. Okay, so this is the way you can do that. Okay, hope you have understood that. Okay, so there's a two way, one is operator, one via helm. Okay, that's it for this lecture. So hope you have understood this, right? Thank you guys.